Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. How Universal Studios Almost Got Me Killed. Just in advance, sorry for my bad English. So back in 2012, me and my family went to USA for summer vacation and we chose to go to Universal Studios for like a fun time. We have been on at all these roller coasters and events when we come to the Tower of Terror, which is basically a drop tower roller coaster. Me, my stepbrother and two stepsisters go up there like no biggie, thinking it will be a fun time. Until we get to the drop point at the maximum height of the tower, when suddenly I can't feel that my seat belt is on me anymore, and I scream to my stepbrother that I'm not fasten anymore when he grabs me and he screams to hold on. I could feel myself flying a couple of inches of the seat itself, and the roller coaster have 3 drops. It was honestly the scariest thing I have ever experienced in my life, and I'm in big debt to my stepbrother for pretty much saving my life that day. End of story. Next story. I need help. Please. So, I don't really know how Reddit works, but I said I should give it a try because I am so desperate. So I am going to start by saying that I just got my first boyfriend like 4 to 5 months ago. I am also 16. Everything seemed to be okay, to be honest, although for a while I didn't want to date anybody. And recently some memories came back to me and they keep me up crying at night. I am truly scared of men, because every man in my life took advantage of me. When I was about 4, my uncle, who at the time was about 18 or something, would tell me to play a game where I would sit on top of him and move around my butt while he was holding my hands. A year or 2 later, my older brother, who was about 13, would start kissing me on the lips, and when I turned 8, I remember him trying to rape me while I was sleeping. And my aunt ex-husband would make me do stuff to him and made me believe I wanted to do them. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I truly don't know what to do. I recently lost my virginity to my boyfriend and I regret it so much. Is this my fault? I just want it to stop. To forget, 'cause I feel disgusting. I feel like it would stop if only I would die. I can't look at myself anymore without thinking, everyone knows what you did and you are disgusting and a disappointment to everyone around you. I don't know what I should do because I am really embarrassed of myself. End of story. Next story. Sometimes being mischievous in high school to uphold your reputation is necessary. Lol. For some reason I just remembered this thing I did back in high school, and I want to share it. So back when I was in high school, grade 8, I was 14 at the time. I did something mischievous. Every month we would write a math test in math class. Just a small test to see if you pay attention and study your work. But the marks are added to our final year mark, so it is a bit of a big deal. Anyway, it takes the teacher about a week to mark all our tests. Then she would give them back to us. But she has a strategy. We would line up outside her classroom. Then she would come outside with the marked tests and give us our pre-allocated seats according to our marks. That way everyone knows who did the best and the shittiest. Now grade 8 was first year of high school, so we still needed some taking care of to make sure we become responsible children. So our marked tests are sent home with the order that they must come back the next day signed by a parent. Oops. Me, being as absent-minded as I am, forgot to let my mother sign it. And in class, while the teacher was checking to see if everyone's tests were signed, I was kinda shitting my pants because I am always an honest and loyal student. And this could cost me detention, which I never had in my school career BTW. Sitting and anxiously scared. I thought to myself that I could copy my mother's signature. I was like, fuck it. It's do or die. So I page back in my homework book to a test my mother signed previously. And I sat there copying it as close as possible. Done. I wait as the teacher comes by. Gives the guy's test before me a glance. And come to my seat. Glances at the signature. And on to the next person. I was quite relieved. I managed to uphold my student reputation. Woohoo. End of story. Next story. The day when my mum was born. It's April 1973. My grandmother is in labor trying to give birth to my mother. My grandfather is 12 hours away from the city in the hills in the tea plantations. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind. It's 1973. There is no telephones in the hills, only telegrams and post. Now my mum is born in the hospital, no fuss or problems. My grandfather's cousin is given the task of sending the telegram to him. The message should have read, "Gave birth to baby girl." But the message which reached my grandfather read, "Gave birth to boy girl." Now my grandfather is a quiet but talkative man, not easily surprised. So that telegram threw him for a loop. So shocked, rolling on the floor laughing that he was having twins, that he didn't give a reply to the guy. He just packed his bags and went down to the city to surprise his wife. On reaching the hospital, he was still in a state of shock that he didn't reply to his family's questions. Then his sister comes out of the room saying, "Jacob, come and see your daughter." Quote. He still doesn't say anything, tears of joy. He goes inside the room and just stares at his wife and baby. Now his family is extra worried. My grandmother isn't having any of this bullshit saying, "Come over here, husband. Meet your baby." He comes over and just holds his baby like that. His sister asked him what is the problem since he was so silent. He just passed the telegram to his wife only for her and the family to laugh loudly to his confusion. When his sister cleared his doubts, laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, he still didn't say anything, just holding his daughter happily, cold sweat smile. Legend says that he didn't speak much after that. Not even to his grandsons. Me and my brother. End of story. Next story. Predicting the future. True story. When I was 6 years old, there was a night that I saw something in the mirror. I had just gotten out of the shower and I went to my room to change and to brush my hair. So while I was brushing my hair, I was in front of the mirror, which was located on one side of the bedroom, and I could see the bed on the other side of the room in the reflection of the mirror. As I was brushing my hair, I looked at the bed and I saw my dad laying there looking like he was dead. So I turned back instantly and looked at the bed. And there was nothing. I got a bit scared and said to myself to keep brushing my hair without looking at the reflection of the bed. But I couldn't help it. I looked and there it was again. Him laying there in a dying state. I turned my head around to see that there is actually nothing there on my bed. I was very scared at this point and I was brushing my hair as fast as I can. But something made me look again in the reflection of the mirror. My heart was racing and I saw my dad laying there again, and as I turned my back around I saw the same thing outside of the reflection. I was frightened and I started screaming on top of my lungs. At that moment my mom and dad came running into my room and they tried to comfort me, saying that nothing will happen to them both. But 2 weeks later my father died in his sleep. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.